12:15 p.m. on Monday here in Moscow. The Pentagon has blown over $2 billion on a missile defense project that turned out to be a failure. This is according to media reports.
If we can stop one missile from destroying an American city, we will have justified the entire program.
The project, a maritime-based missile radar, looked good on paper, the size of 2 football fields, a crew of 85. The aim was for it to quickly track incoming missiles through space and guide U.S. rockets to intercept them. Potentially, at least, it would have been the world's most powerful radar. However, in 2010, the SBX radar failed to intercept a test target. The Pentagon said it showed an undesirable performance. It also couldn't track multiple targets. The radar also went far over its initial budget of $900 million. SBX, that was supposed to be operational by 2005, is now lying idle in Pearl Harbor. And Paul Hero from the Institute for Defense and Disarmament Studies says new projects are always fraught with risk like this.
Politicians in Washington basically have higher expectations than what the science is allowing for at this point in time. This isn't necessarily an issue where we just have to keep throwing more money after the problem, because there's an opportunity cost. There are other systems that could be and should be implemented that have been found to be effective. The a proper development of the technology takes time. It's not something that can be rushed. If we deploy a system that something that's not ready to be deployed, it's not going to be effective at all, and it's going to appear to be a waste of money.
The failure of the SBX radar is just one case. 2005, the fastest U.S. rocket interceptor to be fired from land or sea at enemy missiles was developed, though it never worked. Another project killed in 2012, a Boeing fleet equipped with lasers to destroy enemy missiles. But there were risks to the crew and the lasers, well, their range was too short. Paul Hero says rushing projects like these never ends well.
Well, the U.S. defense capabilities are generally very strong. This is something that needs to be done because it's a science-based and an engineering-based initiative. It needs to be done at a pace that would allow it to, keep on with the technology that's available. Now, we spent a lot of money, in the billions of dollars, on these programs, and these programs, these missile defense programs, are, of the right intentions. However, they can't be rushed.
Just a few clicks away for you right now at RT.com. More mosques. The French Muslim Council wants to double the number of places to worship. But who's going to foot the bill? Find out on our website. Also, their views from space. Astronauts share breathtaking pictures of Earth via their Twitter accounts. Of course, these pictures taken from none other than the International Space Station. English is the global language of business and commerce, so the tongue everyone learns to get along. Apart from in Britain, though, where figures show that native English speakers are the worst language learners in Europe. RT's Anastasia Churkina reports.
And about a language of commerce, so a language of commerce is English.
Do you speak any languages except for English?
Not really, no. In my day, you had to speak a foreign language in order to get on, but now you don't have to, I suppose.
Brits just don't like straying from their mother tongue, and that's a fact. A European Commission survey says they're the worst language learners in Europe. 62% speak just English and no other language. 38% speak at least one other, whereas the EU average is 56%.
Under the previous government, the requirement to learn a language at secondary level under the national curriculum was taken away, and that has had a big impact.
Over the last 10 years, we've had a real downturn in the number of students studying languages. They've gone down by about a half, which is dramatic for us.
While knowledge of languages dwindles, it's a skill increasingly key for trade, diplomacy, national security, and many other fields. Britain's biggest business lobby group, the CBI, says as many as 2/3 of UK firms need foreign language skills, and that the number is only going to increase. That's bad news for Britain's English-only job seekers looking for work at home as well as abroad.
You're right to ask the question, does it change the labour market? Well, yes, it does. So our young people will be working with multilinguals, and if they don't have language skills, they are going to fall down the pecking order.
Why do we not hear a noise being made about that in the UK? Why do we not hear, as a result of the various reports that are put out about the potential cost to the British economy of the lack of language skills, We don't hear about it because actually world-leading blue chip companies can recruit world-class global graduates from other countries.
A red light that if Brits make no efforts to expand their horizons, the rest of the world will spin ahead, leaving the UK missing out and stuck in its ways. Anastasia Churkina, RT, London.
A mix between sport and art. A street freestyler has shown Paris tourists that football doesn't need to be earthbound. One of our Ruptly camera crews was in town to catch his skills. Thanks for joining us here on RT International today. Up next, Professor Michael Clare telling Sophie Shevardnadze how long he thinks the geopolitical power of oil will last.